Hi there. Thanks a lot for staying with us here on the show. And that was Phil Ghanaians from Kwaku Asante. Returns again tomorrow. Of course, news with Sheila also returns again tomorrow here on Prime Morning. Time for us now to get into our conversations here on the issues that we've raised earlier. I'll be telling you all about it. But don't forget that it's proudly brought to you by Franco Trading Enterprise. Still, Phones, Papa Pafi, and Franco is giving you the opportunity to come shop all your home appliances. The quality we're giving you is what we are so proud of. And so please walk into any of our branches in your full chest and pick anything you want to pick from there. And of course, don't forget that it's all about quality. And so if you need your phones, if you're looking at getting a new television, if you also want to purchase some blenders, some microwaves, or if you want some refrigerators. Now, we've got CCTV cameras for you, and those are cameras that you can use in monitoring your homes and offices when you are not around. So you can always see what's happening in your homes. And don't forget that you can walk into any of our branches and get all of that and even more. We've got discount that we're also giving you as well. So you might just be lucky, walking in there and walking away with some discount as well. So don't forget, always make sure that you are buying from Franco Trading Enterprise. Don't also forget to download the app. It's the Franco Trading app on Google Play Store, and our website is www.francotrading.com, and you can get all the info you need from there. You can also, by way of giving us a call, get our numbers from the website or Google Play Store. Please, when you go on the app, you can get the numbers over there, and also on our website, you can get the numbers out there. Don't look for numbers on social media to do business with us. It's either you're getting it from the app or on our website, and you're good to go. Franco Trading Enterprise says still phones, Papa Pafi. This morning we're looking at the issue of the Auditor General's office. They are apologizing for an error in some reportage that was put out there. Over 427 million Ghana cedis was paid to one person. Now they've clarified that it was an error. We'll be looking at that conversation here on the show. And also don't forget that we're looking at the issue of minority in parliament who are actually asking the Supreme Court, in terms of quashing the case, which is challenging the prosecutorial powers of the OSP. That's also another issue that we'll be looking at here on the show as well. But before that, we're going to take a look at the front page of the various newspapers that we have here. I introduce my guest in studio, and then we can start our conversation. Our WhatsApp line is active. We're streaming live on Facebook as well, so you can also go there and drop your messages. Daily Graphic this morning is here and reporting on some issues, and it says revolving rubber fund outgrowers evade repayment for 20 years. Banks, industry players petition ministries to revive a scheme, and Sylvia Inkum named first National Bank CEO. Ghanaian immigrants to benefit from Spanish immigration amnesty, and Get Fund releases 199.47 million Ghana cedis to settle free SHS and TVET arrears. That's captured by the Daily Graphic this morning. Away from that, the new finder is here, and it says prices of goods will not drop overnight. Economists say so, and diaspora investment to drive 24-hour economy. And Ghana posts $3.69 billion in trade surplus in early 2026, and media partnership needed to boost public health awareness. That's the new finder this morning. And away from that, domestic debt rises to 333 billion Ghana cedis in December 2025, and the Black Stars coach to be unveiled tomorrow. That's also captured by the New Finder newspaper. Away from that, the Accra Times is here, and it says good news for North Mahama to self-finance Tamale Water Project. Plans to establish 5 processing plants are underway, and You are my political pillars. Agaga eulogizes constituents. And attention, drug abuse is dangerous and destructive. Northern Region Minister Adolf speak on that. And ENP to provide local employment for Damang youth. Lands Ministry says so. And away from that, minority raises concerns over OSP's development. And that's one of the issues that we were looking at this morning here on the segment. Speaker Bagben calls for stronger institutions and the longest serving DCE for Blusa traditional area. Daniel Syme goes home on April 25, 2026. That's also captured by the Accra Times. Now, the Chronicle this morning is also reporting a few issues and says NDC presidential primary, Mosquito leads Julius Debra, APL poll reviews, and Gold Board rescues 10-year-old girl with brain condition. That's the Chronicle this morning. Now, the Bible verse for today says Psalm 37, 35, 36. I have seen a wicked and ruthless man flourishing like a luxuriant native tree, but he soon passed away and was no more. Though I looked for him, he could not be found. That's the Chronicle this morning on the front page with our Bible quotation. Interesting. The Ghanaian publisher will be the last one for me. And on the front page, it says, revoke Heath Goldfields deal. Kaka tells government, and Mosquito Julius lead NDC race survey says so. Minority accuses government of plot to weaken OSP, and Gold Board funds a little Regina brain surgery. And the last one over here says, Mustafa Hamid trial adjourned over OSP's authority. That's also the Ghanaian publisher. So that will be all the newspapers that we have this morning here on News Flash, which of course is proudly brought to you by Franco Trading Enterprise. Still, Fonks Papa Pafi. And in studio this morning, I've been joined by my brothers, who are going to help me with this conversation here on the show. Richard Sumah is the Deputy General Secretary for the United Party, and he's here with me this morning. Rich, good morning to you. How are you?
Yeah, very good morning, KMJ. It's a privilege and honor to share this noble platform with you again this morning.
Awesome, yeah. Awesome. How's your week been?
Good? Awesome. Not much that you can complain about.
How far is United Party? How are we getting on?
Well,
all is well?
Yes, all is definitely well. Like I said, we will start the inauguration of our regional offices it's supposed to be from next 2 weeks. Okay. So probably the way the schedule is, if all things be equal, from next week, we will start unveiling them one after the other. But all the 16 regional offices are set. So after that, we're working towards getting our final Gazette certificate, then we are good to go. So in all sincerity, I see the desire, the passion, the glamour. People are really clamoring that we should really get an alternative political party that can really also provide an option. Because you see, if you have two major parties, if you don't try others, you wouldn't know what they have to bring on board. Because the NPP will tell you they are center-right, the NDC will tell you they are center-left. But if you look at these two major political ideologies, they haven't really taken us out of the quagmire we find ourselves in as a country, where the dependency is still there. Our trade deficit is so high. Our budget deficit is so high. Our debt to GDP is so high. Unemployment is so high. Basic consumables items, from water to electricity to basic sanitation. I just can't fathom which area of our Ghanaian economy we can beat our chest to say that we've developed tremendously in this area. i.e. sports, i.e. tourism, even the music industry. Music industry is now a global contributor to GDP. Ghana, what is the conversation about music? What is the contribution of music to GDP? What is the deliberate government policy to ensure that even the entertainment ecosystem become a major contributor to GDP? Because in this sector, it's give and take. If you don't give anything, you won't take anything. I get to the point. So what is the give and take policy of government to deliberately target certain areas and zoom in and make sure they eventually become cash cow for us in the nearest future?
And the United Party is looking at...
Yes, the United Party is looking at various diverse... That's why we talk about diversification of the economy. That's why we are talking about the enterprise economy. We are talking about having a system that is synchronized, that is synergized, that is revolving, that is ensuring that the entire system is cyclical, you understand? Give, take, give, take, give, take. That's how we grow countries. But if the country is moving just on two parallel lines, the moment you hit a dead end, what happens? You bounce back. I get in a point. So United Party, we are positioning ourselves. We are constantly talking to the people of this country that, look, we need to change the narrative. We are not saying NPP haven't done anything. Neither are we saying NDC hasn't done anything. But they are doing things that they believe is in their ultimate interest. But we are a centrist party, okay? A centrist party simply means that you take ideologies of the left, take of the right, bring it, and then you move forward. I get to my point. This is where we have all on board or all-inclusive system where every hand's supposed to be on desk, like a union government. NPP is in government, NDC is in government, technocrats are in government, experts are in government, people from academia, they are in government. That is how we mobilize and build a country. Okay. But if it's a country of, say, it is we who want power and it is based on those who did the hard work are supposed to be the only beneficiaries, then where are we really going? So we believe that the MPP, NDC, they've done their best, but UP should be given an opportunity to see what they can bring on the table.
Very well. Thank you very much. Richard Sumah is here with me this morning, and also joining us this morning here on the show, I've got Issa Fuseni, who is the Western Regional Communications Director for the NPP, also here with me as well. My brother, hope you're good.
Hey. Looking very good.
I'm trying,
You are trying.
I'm trying. It's not easy.
We are also doing very well. We are doing very well in the Western region.
Awesome.
Yeah, just from Western region, I think yesterday.
Oh, you got here yesterday?
Yeah, yesterday. So the good people of Western region extend their greetings to you.
Awesome.
And my brother Sumah.
Yes.
UP.
Yeah, UP. UP.
Yesterday I saw Hobson speaking about UP and the base.
And the base. They said they are brothers. They said they are brothers. So you go and join your brothers or your brothers join you.
That's the beauty of the democracy.
Exactly so. So, we can't gag anybody. Whatever you think is good for you, you can do that. And the New Patriotic Party still remains the New Patriotic Party. And for we, the New Patriotic Party, we are very busy organizing our party structure. And based on the party constitution, what we need to do is to organize the party structure first before we start any politics that is external. So we started organizing our polling station. So we are done with the registration, and on Monday, the the nomination forms were given out, and nomination was duly open on Monday for the polling station executives. So they are busy paying for their forms. Then after that, we'll take them through vetting. All the polling station executives, those who are willing to serve the party, we'll take them through vetting. Then we get the right candidates who want to contest. Then we conduct elections between 10th May to 16th May. Then we'll conduct our election for the polling station. Once we get set of the polling station, we now have a very good register, which we can use as a manual to conduct our electoral area coordinators election. So from there, we are finished with the base. That is the polling station and the electoral area coordinatorship. And recently we've increased our polling station number from 5 to 7. So now we have 7 members manning our polling station. We have added a communication to the polling station. We have added election officer to the polling station, making it 5. Then electoral area, we used to have 1 electoral area coordinator. This time around there are 5, which we have the chairman, the secretary, the organizer, then the communication and election officer. These are the 5 people who will be manning the electoral area. Then after that, we now move to the constituency level. So we are busy doing that job. And because of that, it was the same job that took me to the Western region to go and then conduct such exercise. I've monitored my area. I met with my people, sanitized them. I took the committees through their orientation, and they've understood what they want to do. So we don't have to interfere too much. What we have to do is set up the committees, let them go. I'll give them the guidelines. Then they go out and do the elections.
Okay.
Then you then monitor from behind. Whatever they think they have a little problem, then they consult you, so you can guide them for them to conduct the elections. And that is the instruction that is coming from the General Secretary of the party. So that is what the party is.
So a lot of work, have been going
quietly.
on.
We are doing it without making any noise about it, because in elections like the internal elections like this, when we are not focused, we knew the reason why we lost the election, and we knew we have to change certain things, and we have to do things differently. And that is why the General Secretary is so emphasizing on the personal interest should be away for now. Because me, as a regional rep for the party, in the constituency level, for me to conduct the polling says what would be my interest, gagging certain people or even hiding the forms from the public. What would be my interest? Because the polling station people are not going to vote for me at the regional level. You understand? They are going to vote for the constituency people. My duty is to make that there is fairness in the system, so that everybody will be satisfied. When you lose, you get to understand that, yes, I've lost the election, and there is nothing that you can do about it. So you can align with those who have won the election, and then we move on. Because if you do something to dissatisfy the person, he may have an excuse that you have done this. There was no fairness, and he will use that as an opportunity to break away. So the General Secretary is very, very, very serious about this particular election, and he's been monitoring every constituency. And I can tell you, every constituency the General Secretary is monitoring, because those of us who are being assigned to various constituencies has a very big platform that the General Secretary is in. And every minute, as I'm talking to you, every minute there are messages tipping in. The General Secretary, I don't know how he's even managing it. He has the time to monitor the platform, respond to every message that comes in, challenges that people are facing. And maybe they have difficulty solving those problems. He comes in and intervenes, and then problems are solved.
Okay.
So I thank the leadership for their brilliant idea and what is going on so far. I'm satisfied with the process that we have.
And the results you're getting so far.
Yes.
Awesome. All right. So we're also going to be monitoring, keenly, and as and when we are getting any information, we can actually let you also know about it. But this morning, you can send your messages to us. Our WhatsApp line is active, and we're streaming live on Facebook. I'll read your messages on Facebook as well. I think for the past 2 weeks, I've done well in reading your messages on Facebook. And also, as of April 2026, a couple of days ago, there has been a very significant speculation in terms of public speculation regarding a new political party that a lot of people think that would emerge, before or as we get closer to elections. And it's a social initiative. For now, that is what they call it, which is called the Base. And the Base movement actually has been linked to Kennedy Japan, and I'm sure most of you are aware of that by now. A very prominent Ghanaian politician and figure and a businessman in this space. And for those who are getting to know it for the first time, I'm sure most people also have seen the video of the office that has been created, and he was there. The launch of the Base happened, and it's called the Base Ghana Fest, which was also specially and officially launched a couple of days ago, and it's actually aimed at challenging the dominance of the new Patriotic Party and the new Democratic Congress, the NPP and the NDC. In fact, for now, that is what we know, and the focus is mainly on the youth. So if you saw the official launch of it, there were a lot of youth over there. Honorable Kennedy Japan was also there briefly, and even though officially he's not been linked to the lead as the leader of the Base, movement, people are speculating that he could actually be the leader eventually. And so, yes, we're also going to monitor that, and then we'll bring you some update on that, as and when we get it. And of course, he also has Dr. George Otibonsu, also linked to that as well. I'm sure in a couple of days, we're going to be hearing from them speak on that as well. So a very good morning to Japan Kennedy, and also to Mr. George Otibonsu as well. We can't wait to hear the official statement that will come out of the Base, because already people are speculating that it's a huge force, moving into elections 2028, and so we're hoping. I'm sure you've seen the videos.
Oh yes,
as well.
yes. We are keenly following the activities of the base, because the base also emerged out of NPP, and obviously the United Party also emerged out of the NPP.
Yeah.
And it is only sincere to admit that yes, in as much as people may think this other organization that are springing up don't have the tendency to win an election, or don't have the tendency to cause a major havoc in our political ecosystem, then they must be giving it a second thought. They should be thinking otherwise. If not so, they may get it wrong. Because look, as we speak today, there's no party that I can say that our card-bearing members, due-paying members, they are up to even 1 million across both divides. Not 1 million. NDC cannot tell me they have 1 million card-bearing members who pay dues. Neither can NPP lay claim to same. Therefore, the system is open, and these people who are calling for an alternative are the ones who are telling you that we are not seeing the picture clear. We can't be advocating for a military takeover. We cannot be advocating for a coup d'etat. Are you getting the point?
Yeah.
The only coup d'etat we can advocate is to plead to the people of God and country that let us try another group of people. Let us try another group of people who think that they believe in conviction, not in convenience. Anybody who is part of the base or is part of the UP is telling you that, look, we would have loved to be part of the system, the establishment, but we believe that the establishment is not helping this country in terms of the vulnerability of the youth, in terms of the vulnerability of the aged, in terms of the vulnerability of the children. If you look at these two or these three people that I've outlined, you realize that they've been heavily marginalized. Heavily marginalized. And if you live in a country where we cannot be practical enough to ensure that we turn agriculture into industry, then what are we really going to do? If today we are still leading a delegation to go to Burkina to go and plead with them that don't ban exportation of raw tomatoes to us as a country, then what are we? Who are we? So we are not saying they haven't done anything, like I keep saying, but they are doing things that to them it is in their best interest, or to them that is how best they can. But others are also looking at it from another lens. And those of us who are looking at it from another lens are saying, if the status quo remains the same, if the approach remains the same, if the kind of manifesto that we are putting forward to the people, which is a plethora of promises, not a plan, remains the same, we are not moving forward. But if you follow Kennedy Agyapong vividly well during his election campaign to become the flag bearer of the party, you will notice that he goes to places to demonstrate practicality, how we can turn the entire Northern Hub into an agriculture and industry base. I get my point. Yeah. Where he tell you that he can turn that front plain into a territory where we can even do rice, major rice production, major rice oil. There are other value chains that come from the rice byproducts. Are you getting my point? But why are we not making deliberate, conscious effort to industrialize this country? Industry, as we speak today, is doing less than 15% to your GDP. Your services sector, services is hovering around 40-something. Agri is around 30%. Industry is doing around 15%. Why should services outweigh all? Because a services economy is a lazy economy. A services-driven economy is a lazy-led economy. Economy has to be driven by manufacturing. Manufacturing shouldn't be doing anything less than 30% to our GDP. Not anything less than 30%.
And this is what we are promised if the base or the UP takes over.
Yes. So for instance, we are working towards building a common alliance. We are working towards building a common alliance.
Okay.
And if that is achieved or is actualized, it will help us to gather the momentum. We are not, look, sometimes when we talk, people say, why are you focusing on NPP? Are you getting my point? But if you and I, we are competing for the same position. You are my competitor. Do you want me to leave you out of the competition?
No.
I won't leave you out. Because you are also clamoring for the same place. I also want to get there. So you are my target as well. Are you getting my point? Yeah. So we cannot say that NPP is not our target. Our target is only NDC because they are in government. No. You are our target too, because where you want to go, we also want to do what? Go there.
Okay. Very well.
What he's saying is true. As a political party, your aim is to get power. Is that not so?
Yeah.
So no matter who is in power, no matter who is in opposition, because you are looking for power, you cut all of them. You have to make sure that you criticize all of them. The reason why most of the times we talked about the UP is that the government that is in power, you see things going wrong, and you don't see anything wrong about it, but you rather see certain things wrong about the opposition party that has no power. So that is where we always have a problem with them. Not that they are not a problem.
They should rather be focusing on the government
exactly,
that is in power,
the government that is in power.
The MPP that is in opposition.
If MPP does something, they can criticize. But today, as I'm talking today, the party that is in power that need to be criticized and make sure that things are done right is the party that is in power. That's the NDC government. But in case you come to power, like today, KMG, will you agree with me that a political party like NDC came to power, decided to abrogate the contract that was signed, and that is the one that the drone system.
Okay, yeah.
You decided to curtail that particular project, and you employ Abuboya to be to be sending medicines to the local villages. And somebody who wants power, somebody who wants to move the country forward, will sit on a radio station or television station to defend this and tell the good people of Ghana that the Abuboya is better than the drones that were sending the medicine to the villages. And you want me to believe that you are not part of the NDC. You have people who sat here and double-tongued. We have videos that people are playing on social media. The president will say this today, tomorrow he's saying something differently, and you have people who are in opposition who are not holding him accountable to whatever he said when he was in opposition. And these people are supporting. And you want me to say that you are not an NDC person? You understand? The hatred should not be, you broke away from the MPP. But the hatred should not be to the extent that it goes to the detriment of the Ghanaian people. You understand? Because you are a political party that is also looking for power. If you are not looking for power, you want to align with another political, make it very clear. For us to understand that now, you are aligned with this particular party, you can treat you as safe. But to hide behind a political party and then you support things that are not good, whilst Ghanaians are crying. Today, I was expecting that even the UP and then the base, who wants to also form a political party, for them to be crying for the cocoa farmers who are out there. The teachers who are not being paid and they are demonstrating. I've not seen any
UP join the MPP in fighting that cause.
They are not following. They are not. If they want the good cause of this country, they should be aligning with the MPP government that is in opposition, criticizing those things. They should align with them. But you don't go and align to the government that is treating the Ghanaians very bad, and you want us to believe that you are not part of them. So for me, your focus should be building your party. The base that you are talking about, I'm not even sure the base will come on. I'm not even sure.
You're not sure that it will?
You see, there are things that are happening underground that people don't know. You see, it will get to extent to, now it's escalating. But the leadership are not adamant. They are not sitting there. They are not just watching things like that. They are also working under the ground to get this agreed. Dr.
Bawumia paid a private visit to Honorable Kennedy.
Yes. But that one, Kennedy, I'm very sure Kennedy is not going to join. We said it several times. He's not going to join the team. And once Kennedy is not going to join the team, there are some negotiations that the leadership are doing behind the scenes to get these aggrieved people on board.
Okay.
There are certain things, maybe they disagree with the party. They are still party members. They disagree with the party. That doesn't mean that when you disagree with the party, you have to go away. So we'll sit down, listen to them, the grievances that they put table before the party, then the party will address them and see how best we can formalize things so that they can come back to the new patriotic party. Forming a political party is about numbers, and winning elections is about numbers.
Yeah.
So you don't discard people who are very aggrieved. Maybe there are certain things that the party has done that they are not happy with. So we agree. The party leadership will engage them, see whatever that they can do to address that solution and get them back on board. It's not too late.
Okay.
We can still get them on board.
Very well. Thank you. You can also share your thought with us on the issue of the base. If you've seen the images, the videos, circulating everywhere, and you want to comment on it, you can also send your messages to us on WhatsApp, or you can do so on Facebook. We're streaming live on Facebook, so you can also share your thought with us here on the show. Now we'll move on to The other topic that we want to talk about, the Auditor General's office is apologizing. The Office of the Auditor General has issued an apology after a major error in its nationwide payroll audit report wrongly linked a public servant to an unearned salary of about 427 million Ghana cedis. The clarification follows the nationwide payroll audit covering the period January 1st, 2023 to June 30, 2025, after a media report cited Frank Oliver Podo as having received 427 million Ghana cedis in an unearned salary. The figure was first highlighted in a report by the Fourth Estate, which suggested that Mr. Podo received an average of more than 14 million Ghana cedis monthly in an unearned payments. They say that it was actually a transpositional error that actually happened, and they have apologized to that effect. A lot of people are asking, why should any of such even happen in the first place? In a very serious country, heads will roll, but we don't know as of now what is really happening in that office, whether people have been brought to book for making such an error. Some also believe that it is nothing to take seriously. Others are also asking Mr. Podo to even sue them and all of that. And that's one of our conversations we're having this morning here on News Flash. We've also been joined by Julius Kwame Anthony, is a press secretary and spokesperson for the Interior Ministry, representing the NDC. My brother, good morning. I hope you're good. Good morning. Thanks for joining us this morning here on the show.
You're looking dapper.
I try, man. I try. It's not easy.
You're looking very, very good. Very impressive. I like it.
Thank you.
I'll take this suit when I'm going.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
It's 5 million.
I give 5 million to your brother.
Anyway, I'm grateful for your time this morning here on the show. And you can join us and send your messages to us. I'll read all of them. Let me start off with you, Richard.
Yeah.
I don't know. The Fourth Estate actually put this. In fact, they put the first image, which suggested that, it didn't really give some clarity. And they pulled it off and put another one again before this, whole story came up.
Well, first of all, let me use this opportunity to say good morning to the people of Ho Central, to the founder and president of the Nana Adobia Sikapa Foundation, who happens to be the Queen Mother of Jekiti, of Ramase. I'd like to extend good morning to all the people of Jekiti this morning as well. Well, as a matter of principle, I believe that institutions are led by humans. We have not evolved to the situation where everything has become robotic or is technology driven. And once you have people who are putting in data, you have data entry officers who are responsible for keying in data. This one, they use various softwares. In search auditing, either you are using SQL, you are using Oracle, you are using Java. There are various softwares that are used in all these audits. And now, once it's a human institution, we have to pardon them. In as much as I believe that an institution of that caliber, the audit service, should be more meticulous and pay attention to details, because they have to win the trust of the people that anything you are putting out there is explicit. There must be no question and doubt about your figures. But for you to make a grievous error, quite a grave one, to allocate about 427 million cedis, which was paid to an individual, and you didn't do further cross-checking to cross the T's and to dot the I's, to ensure that whatever data you are giving to the public is accurate. Not for you to put out a data or put out an information and then I'll come back to say that what we put out there was an error. You see, reputation is built over a long period of time, but it can take just a second to lose that reputation. I wouldn't be surprised if the society ceases to believe in anything that the audit service puts out. Because don't forget, you meet people at the Public Accounts Committee, and you realize that they have internal auditors who some are working under the audit service. And you will notice that there are some instances when those people who are supposed to be the internal auditors or external auditors, you know, we have the internal auditors and external auditors. Most often the internal audits are employed institutionally. External auditors are given by, let's say, Auditor General for them to come and do this supervisory work and to ensure that whatever your internal audit is putting forward, they double check it to see whether it aligns with the final data. So you get to Public Accounts Committee and then realize that some external auditors are questioned on certain things and they themselves are found wanting because they don't have sufficient information on the subject matter. And as a country, if we want to take stock, proper stock of the wastage, proper stock of checkmating the system and ensuring that the system is functioning to its optimum capacity, then we must make sure that those we place in the position of power are meticulous and diligent enough in their deliveries. So, like I said, I would not want to be so hard on the audit service this morning.
Okay.
Neither would I want to advocate that the person in question, who the 427 million was allocated to, should take a legal action against audit service. If they had not done the needful by retracting and apologizing, then we can go on this tangent that he should go and take a legal action against them. But when there is an apology, why wouldn't we accept the apology and admonish them to pay attention to details so that we don't find ourselves in this situation again? Because you see, anything that we are doing today as a country, don't forget, in this day and age, with social media, almost every part of the globe, they are paying attention that is to whatever is happening in other countries. Are you getting my point? So it could be that this can also become another form of ridicule for the country in overseas. Now, the whole Ghana Audit Service, a body responsible for auditing, a body responsible for putting an accurate figure, has erred in such a manner. We are not even talking about...
Especially the amount involved.
Especially with the amount involved. We are not talking about 1 million cedis. Nina, we're talking about 2 million cedis. We are talking about 427 million cedis. How can you allocate this to somebody as a person? How could you have done that? That is why I'm saying that in everything you do the pre-analysis, analysis, and post-analysis. Because if you do your post-analysis, that is where you go back to checkmate and see that before we put out this final data, is everything in order? If everything is not in order, you quickly work on it. But you see, our payroll system is so fraudulent. You heard that they mentioned about 3,000 and something unaccounted for staff.
Yeah.
At where?
Ghost
Ghana Education Service alone. And if you look at the quantum of people who are classified as what? Unaccounted staffs, it is problematic. Therefore, we need to take a holistic look into this and ensure that we do a proper overhauling of our entire public service. We need to overhaul it entirely. I knew vividly that there have been attempts to even align people's Ghana card with your TIN numbers to ensure that you are a card-bearing member. It has been linked with your SNIT, linked with your every other thing to ensure that you who is being paid, you are a human being but not a robot. So in all honesty, let us pardon them. Let us give them the benefit of the doubt that they erred. And it is often said that to err is human. And like I said, it's a human-led institution. And once it's a human-led institution, we should make room for such unforeseen events. But when it comes, we should reproach them as hard as we can for them to understand that we will not countenance such errors going forward, especially when it's going to jeopardize the integrity of somebody who also has to protect his own right.
Okay.
So if the man today wants to take a legal action against you, even though it is his right, he has that mandate to do so, but we will not admonish him to do so. Let us give them the benefit of the doubt and let us accept the apology in good faith and make sure that institutions must be responsible and must be ensuring that we pay attention to detail. That is about civility. Civility is about paying attention to what? Details. If you don't pay attention to details as a group of people, there may be a lot of errors. It could be engineering errors, it could be several errors, and it is all due to what? Human negligence. So this error that occurred is due to what? Human negligence. But we must ensure that we mitigate it or we curtail it from happening in the nearest future.
Very well. Thank you very much, Richard. Let me have your take on that, Julius.
Thank you, KMJ. This issue about the whole payroll saga.
Yeah.
I must put on record, first of all, that the submission I am going to make is not a case of, declaring unfettered support for the individual involved, or to suggest that the individual involved has attained some status of sainthood in his public service, and for that matter, I am speaking to that credibility. It is to question the way and manner in which investigative reportage is being done in these present days. And I believe that as a journalist, you may also be critical of my position on this matter, but you should indulge me. The reason I am saying this is because on this particular payroll issue, we saw the Fourth Estate a few days ago make a publication with a whole fanfare, around it, raising anticipation that there was a scandal that they were about to reveal to the Ghanaian people. Then, in anticipation of the so-called scandal, we were later told that the scandal involved one Mr. Kudu, who was former procurement officer at the Ministry of Defense. And he's been associated with a certain 14 million payments per month, which is over 400 and something million.
27 million.
Yeah, 427 million, in total. Then this publication was made, only for us to find out that in the lead up to making of this publication, on Sunday, before the Monday that this publication was made, the Fourth Estate reached out to Mr. Kodo to ask him about this, which he told them straightforward that the claim is preposterous, that it is impossible that the government of Ghana, through the Controller and Accountant General's Department, will be processing 14 million Ghana cedis per month to any individual employee account.
What exactly
as an employee of the government of Ghana. And so he is willing, ready and able to provide his bank statement and his pay slip to them. But this conversation was being had on the weekend, on Sunday. And so it is expected reasonably that if the person says he is going to do this, you would, let the week come so that in the week he would be able to get his bank statement and then his pay slip for you. But just on Monday, in the early hours of the day, they went ahead with their publication, creating a situation where if you look at the comments, if you just go on X, for example, your comment section, every single individual that has commented over that issue believed that it was conclusive that this gentleman is a thief and has appropriated monies that belongs to the people of the Republic of Ghana and should be condemned as such. And I find it rather unfortunate, especially given the circumstances in the lead up to the publication, where clear indications have been made by the person of interest that he wants to show cause why that publication would be creating a different image other than what the reality is. I have no vested interest in this individual. In fact, if it were a matter of political convenience, this individual was appointed to the Ministry of Defense by the erstwhile New Patriotic Party administration. For political convenience, I would rather prefer that people do whatever they like
want to do with
him. But I don't think that should be what drives our public discourse, especially when conduct of investigate journalists, what they put out, are taken by people as wholesome, are taken by people as what the real fact is. And I have been concerned by how the Fourth Estate has approached this issue, creating an image for the individual which they would now be unable to redeem. Because the bad news sells faster. By the time you are able to clear your name, it is too late. I think that we should become very cautious of how we go about this, because what sort of journalism? In fact, I was saying yesterday that if the Fourth Estate actually did real investigate journalism, where the appropriate questions were asked, it would have been them who would have discovered that the Auditor General was making an error. Because they would have asked the individual. Instead of running, yes, it would have been them. Of course, some people argue that, well, it is not their job to double verify from the Auditor General. But at least it is their job. If you are saying that you are putting out a scandal,
they have to.
And raise anticipation ahead of it. It's your job at least to ask the person of interest some questions and get some answers from the person, especially when the person has indicated to you that he is able to provide evidence to the contrary. Then you rush and put that out. I am saying this because it is consistent with what has been the modus operandi of the Fourth Estate recently. You remember Roads Ministry, where the Fourth Estate came out and claimed that simply because Suleiman Abrahima is making a foundational and conceptual mistake where he thinks repair works are the same as rehabilitation works, then the moment he sees that, he goes to sit on TV and starts saying that they patched the road for twice the price of the previous construction. And people were expected to swallow this hook, line, and sinker because it is coming from Suleiman Abrahima. Meanwhile, if you and me should conduct just a short exercise on this table right now, all of us, to check the difference between repair and rehabilitation, you would find out that when we say a road is being rehabilitated, it is what you would see happening on the Pokwasi in Sahom Road right now. Was there a road at Pokwasi to Sahom? Was there no road there previously? There was road there. Then it developed faults. If government decides to award a contract, the contract, even if you read the Pokwasi in Sahom Road contract, it will say rehabilitation and redevelopment. Then someone sees rehabilitation and development and says that, oh, it is an old road, and why is that the rehabilitation is costing that someone is stealing? And then he puts that out. And in Ghana today, it is easier for you to be labeled as a thief simply by the fact that someone says you're a thief. Your only luck is when someone does not decide to label you a thief. That is what we are doing. And if you look at that road contract, for example, where the impression was being created as if they were doing patchworks, what you would see if you are passing through our communities, the intercity roads, where they are patching the middle, that is repair. Somewhere has broken there. By rehabilitation, you would realize that there will be scarification of the bitumen surface, where everything is removed. Sometimes the project scope is re-expanded. Drainages are added. All of those things. Then someone comes and says that because he has seen rehabilitation and mistakes it for repair works, someone has stolen money. And people are expected to just swallow that. I am very, 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 alarmed at the rate at which there is a certain hurry. Once there is, a certain impression that they have gotten some information on something, there's a certain hurry to put this out there and tag people with names. I think that we should be very careful how we go about these things, especially when we put ourselves out as people who are conducting investigative journalism. And I'm not saying this as a manner of maligning the Fourth Estate. I have in the past relied on the works of the Fourth Estate, including works they have done on the Scholarship Secretariat, including works they have done on the Public Procurement Authority and all of those things. But what you would notice, in fact, if you go and look at their 2022 publication, and it's still on the Facebook page of the Fourth Estate, 18th May 2022, you can subject me to street proof. What you would notice is that the Fourth Estate, if they have an issue about you, KMJ, they usually take the trouble to come and engage you and have your thoughts on it. That is what basic journalistic standard that you all practice in it. You engage to get a quote from the person as a basic standard. That is what they used to do. I looked at some of their previous posts, 18th May 2022, in the PPA issue. They were doing that. What became different in the case of Mr. Kodo of Ministry of Defense, where the man clearly indicates to you that I will provide my bank statement to you within the week. I'll provide my pay slip to you within the week. Which, if they had gotten, they would have begun to ask questions.
And that would make reference
that
to
would make the Auditor General, and then they would have concluded, they would have had the need to go back to Auditor General. Are you sure of this? And there will be some verification. Not the impression that has been created as if someone has stolen state money. And as I said, I have no special interest whatsoever. Not politically, because politically, if we should, use Mr. Kodo's case as a matter of playing political football, I would have started
running with it.
would have been running at your point. And these monies that are being referenced were being paid from 2023. So would have been running with it. But I think that there is a very dangerous canker that if we allow to fester in how so-called investigative journalism is being conducted in this country, we'll be having problem. I think that the Fourth Estate is an important institution. It's an important addition
as any other
media space. And the work they do is as significant as any other media house, and it's as significant as any other effort we have put in to ensure public accountability. While at it, we must ensure that we do not throw people's hard-earned reputations under the drain because we are in a hurry to be the first to break any news. We must be very careful. So what they did with reference to this gentleman is rather unfortunate. If you look at it, if you looked at my initial comments on this matter, I said it's unfortunate they will get away with it. They'll get away with it is because, those who are suggesting that defamation action should be taken and all of those things, it is difficult. It is difficult to sustain a defamation action in this particular issue, given the circumstances that there was a publication by the Auditor General, and then they jumped on it and published what they did. It would be very difficult, but it doesn't change the fact that morally, societally, what they have done to this gentleman. And I'm not saying so because I believe in the sainthood of the gentleman, but in the particular issue of whether or not he was taking unearned salaries and all of those things, in fact,
we need to be fair.
The significance of the figures themselves raised eyebrows. And anybody who wants to put this sort of thing out with the sort of impression they created, scandal, putting out, images, all of those things, must have done enough due diligence to come to that conclusion. And I think that there was complete unfairness, and that has been the pattern we have been observing over the period. Today, there are people in Ghana who honestly believe that the Honorable Agboja was just doing road patches on the Dodo Pepeso Road, and then it cost twice the price. There are people who honestly believe that. There are people who do not understand that rehabilitation work is what you are seeing, for example, on the Pokwasi in Sahom Road. Does that look to you like patchwork? But that impression was created, and it was accepted in this country. We should begin to accept that even the media must be subject to scrutiny, while they subject, public officials to scrutiny.
Okay.
The media must be willing to accept that scrutiny.
Yeah.
And I think that the fourth estate, the best thing to be done so far is to have come out and apologize to this gentleman. But it doesn't look like apology is something they are even interested in rendering over this matter.
So I'll come back to you again, but let me have a take of Fuseni as well, and then we'll do some messages from
KMJ. Well. I want to clearly associate myself with the previous comments made by my colleagues. And what I want to talk about, you said maybe whether defamation suit can suffice when if that individual
intends to
sue. Yes, it can suffice in a sense that he's not going to sue only fourth estates for whatever they have done. He's going to sue the Auditor General, and then together with the fourth estate, because it's the Auditor General that put the information out, and the fourth estate subsequently did not do due diligence before also publishing the information. So both of them are liable. Because, you see, in this country, when I first read the story, I said, I couldn't understand it, because you have 40 million Ghana cedis every month paying to one individual for so many years without any detection.
Yeah.
And nobody detected that there was a fault. So I said, could it be that there are some group of people who have connived to siphon this and that?
Yeah, because one person
cannot do that, and it passes through the Controller and Accountant General. And I was surprised that publication went out without what do you call it, doing cross-checking to find out whether there was a mistake or not. And they put it out there and they said it's a mistake. Now they are publishing that it's a mistake. So if it's a mistake committed, now it's now on the jurisdiction of that individual. His name is what?
Mr. Kodo.
Yes, for him to decide whether the apology that they've rendered is enough for him. If it's not enough and he wants to go further to sue the Auditor General, he can go ahead and do it. Because you see, the damage that they have done to his image, his reputation, I don't think it's a small image. It's a small damage. Because that kind of publication alone, I just imagine the number of calls that will go to him every day. Those who know him here and outside, alleging that he's a corrupt person, somebody who has retired, and that publication went out, and his name is being dragged into mud. And I think it's something that we need to take a very good notice of, because if there's a story out and you want to publish a story as a journalist, what you have to do is to do a proper cross-check.
Yeah.
Go and do it, because especially when you have approached him himself and he denied the story, and he even avail himself for further investigation. What you need to do is you get to the root of the matter before you do your publication. You don't just get up one morning because you want to be the first person to break the story, then you go and put it on your Facebook. If it happens that way, that means, you see, everybody can go ahead and defame anybody and go away with it. So we need to set somebody as a scapegoat for others to also know that no, you don't, because sometimes it's becoming too much.
Yeah.
We have a lot of people whose image has been damaged for nothing.
Yeah.
And those people cannot even come to public again because there are certain allegations labeled against them. And even when they investigated and they realized that that investigation didn't go through or it's not true, they won't come back and tell the person that, or publish it for the person to know that he's innocent on that particular crime. So I think the journalism that we are doing, we should do and do it well. We should not subject individuals into this kind of mess. And then when you finish, you expect the person to smile with you and tell you that go home or even forgive you. Now they are not even showing remorse because they should have come out immediately this publication came out. They should have also go to their Facebook and start apologizing to the young man. Even go to him personally and pleaded that the man should forgive them. Other than that, my brother, the man still have every right, whether the apology, this in the publication is the apology that they've published, maybe whether it can stand or not, the man still has every right to go to court. He can go to court and sue them for defamation. And I believe that is something that we need to resist from that.
All right. Let me do some few messages and then we'll go to our next topic. This one over here is from Hajia Halima, and it says, KMJ, these UP people are not serious. The base isn't a political party. It's just some few people doing their things that most people won't understand. Kennedy Ponga has stated clearly that he has no association with any base. Not everything can be said in public, but these UP people are not serious and no one takes them serious in this country, especially since all their representatives are communicating for NDC. Okay, I'm not sure Richard Sumah would take.
No, Richard is not among them.
Everyone, Baba says,
I can vouch for Richard.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good morning, to you. The legal battle between the Attorney General's Department and the Office of the Special Prosecutor raises a critical question. If the OSP is pressured to transfer the prosecution of criminal cases to the Attorney General, does it imply the OSP lacks the legal jurisdiction to prosecute these cases independently? We need an immediate and definitive clarification on the OSP's mandate to ensure the integrity of our justice system. And Abdul Ganiu says, good morning, KMJ. Ghana is becoming a hub for LGBTQ plus discussions, and you're staying silent. The LGBTQ plus presence is becoming more noticeable, and the conversation around it is getting more serious. Is the educator stepping up as a mentor or leading voice for this community? I don't know what you want me to say about this, but we have discussed this over here over and over again, and I'm sure you can attest to it. But, you know, there's a legal frame that is supposed to ensure that. So let's be patient enough. The speaker has spoken about it, and he has assured Ghanaians that once he gets back to Parliament, this thing will go through. In fact, he's also assured that the President, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, will ensure that he assent to it when it's put before him. And so let's see how that pans out. But of course, we've also had this conversation over here on the show. Anyway, this one is from Dr. Baumia Banab, and it says that, first of all, special greetings to Honorable Alfred Kojo Thompson, NPP National Treasurer hopeful. Alan Cash in 2024 mobilized huge numbers during his health walk, but that didn't translate into votes. So we've seen it before. I would advise the people leading the information of the base movement to rescind that decision and rejoin the NPP. This is the only political party that serves the larger interest, compared to the corrupt party NDC, who managed to lie their way into power. And that's Nana Ekuamwa Boateng Abilikuma, aka Dr. Baumia, will be a president in 2028. Anyway, Musa Abato says, we celebrate Julius Deborah at 60 as a dedicated and influential statesman whose integrity, competence and hard work have significantly contributed to the governance, national development and the success of the President Mahama administration. His leadership continues to inspire, and this milestone honors his legacy, impact and ongoing service to Ghana. Happy birthday, Chief of Staff. Now, Akokeri Jr. says and he's sending this one from Akokeri. It says the show is loud and clear here at Akokeri. Keep it up. Regards to Honorable Eugene Kofi Amankwa, incoming MP for Boise East. Honorable Desmond Afokwa, incoming MP for Famena constituency, and Honorable Mula, Assembly member of Akokeri electoral area. Okay, so you just came for the shout out. All right, that's also good. This one says, Emil says good morning, and also Samuel also says good morning, big man. And let me see this one. Hajia Halima says, KMJ, I'm shocked to the bone and marrow that Anthony is talking about damaging people's reputation when his NDC and President Mahama tagged all former NPP appointees as thieves and stated a sudden oral campaign. Now that trying to get the power after their campaign, they have realized that they can't go to the court with conjecture but facts, which they don't have. So now they have targeted Kenneth Riata, who is still not in the jurisdiction and can be trialed in absentia, but they are dragging their feet because they have no case against him, but they have already tagged him a thief. All right, so that's Hajia Halima who sent him that.
But Hajia is wrong, because as we speak today, Gift Yowari Abuaji is before court for prosecution in the NSS issue. Chairman Wuntumi is before court for prosecution in his Galamsey activities. The SkyTrain issue is before court. The Signals Bureau issue is before court. Yeah. I mean, how else do people think that when accusations of wrongdoing are made against people,
I'll come to you, Richard. Let him land and I'll come to you.
It is dealt with. It is dealt with through the process of law. No. And so if I cannot be able to make an allegation of wrongdoing, how do I prosecute? It is different from a situation where a journalist says that he has made an investigative, finding, and that he has concluded on a wrongdoing. Then the person who is involved indicates to him that, no, I can show you something that shows that this thing you want to publish is not the case. Then the journalist proceeds. I don't see how you compare the two. In any case, the right of the persons to respond, which I am insisting on, in the case of the journalist, is what happens in court. No. That is why when the case has been taken against Chairman Wuntumi, he has been asked to file a defense in response to the charge against. At every point in time, the right of the people who have been accused to respond is paramount. That is why we are before court. We can't just bundle the people up and throw them in jail because we have accused them. It doesn't work.
No, I think he's getting it wrong. The tester is talking about a platform being mounted by the Attorney General, call people criminals before even you process them to court. You remember the case of the National Signal Bureau?
Yeah.
On 2 occasions, the Attorney General mounted a platform, concluded that the person is a criminal.
No, the Attorney General must have honest belief in the facts of the case.
Whether you have honest belief or not, in law,
has every right as Attorney General
whether you have honest belief,
the public,
whether you have honest belief or not. Once the court has not pronounced the person guilty, the person is not a criminal.
No, when the Attorney General goes to the court, he will be praying that the court should convict.
Exactly, you are praying. Praying doesn't mean that
in the wrongdoing of the person. He has every right.
You see, that is why we are very that is why we are very mindful when we are on set.
No,
when we are on set like this talking.
It is not the case that the Attorney General wakes up without a duty to the public, then goes out and says, you are a thief, you are a thief. That is not the case. The Attorney General has made findings on particular people and says that based on these facts that I have found, these people are culpable and I am proceeding to court. He has every right as a servant of the public to brief the public. It's only in Ghana that people are culpable. All over the world, Attorney Generals brief people on cases.
We are not saying that nobody should brief.
All over the world.
Let him learn and he would understand.
I'm not saying that the Attorney General should not brief Ghanaians on what is going on.
He has done nothing.
Ghanaians need to know what is going on.
Yeah.
But on a platform that you have created, should not be a platform for prosecution.
But he
I'm coming. You made a comment. That is why we are very mindful when we are on set like this. When there are issues that we are discussing, you attach a word we call allege, because you are not the final decision maker. The only final decision maker who can prosecute, who can pronounce a person guilty, who we can now label the person as criminal, is the court of competent.
And that word was missing in
Exactly. And conclusions were made.
I don't think so.
Conclusions were made.
Suspect this, suspect that. I was there.
My brother, go and check the video.
I was there in person. I don't need to check a video. The Attorney General says suspect so and so, suspect so and so.
So the one with,
and in any case, he's saying that they were being tried over there. I didn't see anyone taking a plea.
There are so many people that the Attorney General pronounced guilty before the decision, and we made enough noise about it.
The Attorney General said that these people
we sat here and debate over it. What the Attorney General is doing.
That's not true.
And let me finish.
A problem with the Attorney General updating the public stage. Don't say that the Attorney General has tried anybody and convicted the people. Which of the people took a plea at the press room?
What's one clear example of what the Attorney General said?
The Attorney General made a pronouncement when he was briefing Ghanaians on the issue of the National Signal Bill. He said it was a criminal enterprise.
Yes,
that was the word he used.
Criminal enterprise.
You remember the word he used, the criminal enterprise?
Yes.
That was established.
And by extension, that is pronouncing the person guilty.
Exactly.
Really? How?
No, I don't think so.
A criminal enterprise.
If a group of people are termed as operating a certain enterprise, would that amount to saying that?
Please, have you looked at a charge sheet or a bill of indictment before?
My brother.
It literally says that the person has committed this. That the one charging says that because the person must have honest belief. The person must have honest belief in the culpability of the person before going to court. It literally says that you person this has committed this offense contrary to this law. If the Attorney General of all people is not allowed to say that, then who will say it?
Listen to me. You ask a simple question that whether I've ever seen a charge sheet
or a bill of indictment.
A bill of indictment. The charge sheet you are talking about. Is charges that are being preferred against a corporate or a
public document which can be spread anywhere.
You understand?
Yes.
That particular document you are talking about, not that I've seen it, I've learned it.
Yes.
You understand?
Yeah.
So what is wrong with saying that this conduct of this constitutes a crime?
I'm coming.
Let him finish.
When there are charges preferred against somebody, they don't call the person criminal. That is right.
But go and learn. This conduct is criminal.
You see,
that is why you are bringing
because you don't even understand what criminal charges are.
Don't tell me that. Don't tell me that. Don't tell me that. There is a fundamental flaw in your reasoning. If I don't believe that the conduct A, B, C constitutes a criminal offense contrary to this and that law, why am I going to court? So when I say that this conduct is a criminal enterprise, it does not become a pronouncement of guilt. I must have an honest belief.
Hijack the whole discussion. You don't want us to talk
being a criminal one.
Julius.
But if you are sitting here,
it's becoming difficult.
It is not becoming difficult.
No. If you are sitting here and you don't want anybody to disagree.
I'm not saying I don't want anybody to disagree.
So why are you interfering?
That is why we debate.
When you were talking, I was quiet.
Julius.
When you were talking, I was quiet.
I
never intervened.
I'm listening.
You made your point. Allow me to make my point.
Exactly.
And then whatever you see, you can also make the same point. So for you to be interjecting,
we're not making any headway if you interject.
It's not going to be fair.
You have your day.
You understand? So when the texter is, I'm only even referring to the person who is texting to tell us that the NDC did say. And I'm telling you that there are instances that the Attorney General made comments that are not maybe prejudgmentary to whatever he was saying. And I'm saying that it was not good for them to do it. It amounts to defamation. Because if you tell the person that the person is a criminal, and at the end of the day, prosecution, even when we are seeing the next time Signal Bureau, what they are in court today, everything shows clearly that things are not going well for the Attorney General. You know it. The cross-examination and whatever the court reporters are reporting.
That's your opinion.
It's not going well for them. So if at the end of the day, Mr. What is his name? The one standing before trial. I've forgotten his name. The one standing before trial on the Signal Bureau matter.
What is his name?
No, what's the name?
I've forgotten that. Edubuahin. So if it turns out that Edubuahin is innocent, and all these things were said about him, does it amount to defamation or not?
No.
That is what the person is saying. So if all these things are subjected to proper scrutiny and the person shares his idea that previous or this particular administration does same by defaming people before the law, it's right to say so. You understand? And who even determines defamation? Who determines that this particular comment is defamation? It's the court of competent jurisdiction that will decide that. Because I can decide that you defame me. And I'll go to court and the court will pronounce that whatever the person has said, it doesn't amount to defamation. I'll go home. Is that not so? So they declare that particular stand for us to know that this is a defamation matter. So you don't sit here and tell me that this wasn't a defamation. It's a what do you call it? It's a civil suit, and everybody can go to court.
So it's a matter of court.
Yes.
Richard, let me have your take on that.
You see,
yeah.
A tester. Let me also respond to a tester in the.
I mean, it's what has sprung all this.
Yes, yes. You see, yes. It's not out of place for anybody to assume that NDC and NPP, when the person spoke in the context of NPP.
Of the two parties, yeah.
No, but he said like, oh, NPP is big enough. They are coming into government maybe in the next election. If you check what is happening within the South American territories, there are center-right parties, okay, that have been leading. There are some who have been center-left, who have been leading some of these countries for decades. But society changes, people changes, mindset changes. In the era when they say that I am an Ashanti, therefore, by virtue of the fact that I'm an Ashanti, I belong to the New Patriotic Party, those days are dead and gone. People are becoming more discerning. They are looking at what pertains to their individual life to determine whether they will belong to Party A or Party B. So you realize that now the dynamics are what? Changing. Hitherto, NDC couldn't have won even a 5%, 10% vote in Ashanti region. But this day and age, they are doing 30s. Are you getting my point? So what I'm trying to tell the tester is that if he is an NPP social media communicator and he thinks that whatever any other political party says or whatever anybody says it is just not making enough sense to him, because to him or her it is NPP or NDC, and there is no other political party that can make a huge difference in the political system of Ghana, then he or she is getting it wrong. But you see, on this issue of NPP, NDC, and what my senior brother is trying to allude to, when NPP was in government, they created a lot of impression that they were going to convict a lot of the erstwhile NDC government officials. Before they left office, how many of such officers, public officers, government appointees of NDC did they convict?
8.
But hitherto, they have created an impression that the entire NDC government was a corrupt one.
We never did that.
And as they all know, that jurisprudence is all about fairness, procedures and processes. That at the end of the day, if for instance, an attorney general is saying that there is something going on and we consider it as a criminal enterprise, I don't think he has implicated them in any criminal activity. He has not done so. He has not implicated them. He has made a generic statement that your activity is a criminal enterprise. Therefore, we are looking into your doings. And we all understand that it is only the court that can pronounce someone guilty. So they say you are innocent until you are proven guilty by a court of competent jurisdiction. That is what we all know. So if at the end of the day, NDC is in a process of trying others, and the Attorney General is also briefing us, and based on the gravity of the cases, there are some of them which he believes that this one, a crime has been committed. What prevents him from talking about it? Nothing do so. Nothing. So let us not create the impression that we are going to do something different, or NDC is doing something different that we didn't do before. So in a nutshell, I just want to add to what they are saying that we just have to leave this somewhere and make progress. If not, we won't go anywhere.
Yes. Yeah, Julius.
Briefly.
You've got 2 minutes to do this. Let me read some messages. We have another topic to deal with.
You are giving him another opportunity.
No. He's just making.
You are giving him another opportunity again. He started it.
I am quite scandalized that we are being led to accept a proposition that the only individual in this country, the only office in this country, which has been given constitutional backing to accuse people. Article 88 literally gives authority to the Attorney General as the only person who can go about accusing people. You know that? He's the only one who can say, per this and this conduct, you have committed a criminal offense. So I'm charging you. All other persons who prosecute in this country do so in the name of the Attorney General. So he's the only one who has the right to accuse. The person who has the right to accuse does not have the right to brief the public that he serves.
Yes.
About people that he's accusing of criminal enterprises. In fact, the law, the procedures require that he must formally make an input. That's why I'm asking if he has seen a charge sheet or a bill of indictment before. It literally says you, KMJ, at about this date have committed this offense. It accuses you directly that you have committed this offense, that you have stolen. It literally says that. So why is my brother saying that if the Attorney General says what is the nature and character of his job, he's doing something wrong? As for conviction, it is the court. The Attorney General's job is to accuse. So when he comes and he says that, I have investigated. I have investigated. And I have concluded that what has gone there is a criminal enterprise.
You want to read it?
How
is that a conviction?
Let us make progress.
What is that? I have something here.
No, you just read it for me.
Yeah, I'll read it for you. As of April 2025, a former director of the National Signal Bureau, Kwabena Edubuahin, filed a defamation suit against the Attorney General, Dominic Ayine, regarding statement that alleges damage of reputation. Lawsuit accused Attorney General of using media tricks to determine guilt in the case.
So what? What does that mean?
No, this was when?
On the 25th. On the 25th
and so
of
the
April.
point,
what was the court?
So
what was the holding of
so what's the point?
What the issue before the court?
You remember I made a point that if anybody feels that his image has been defamed, can go to court. Did you remember I said so?
So people going to court now bans the Attorney General from making
statements were not defamatory.
Updating us.
My brother, can you be quiet a bit and let me talk?
You are not even saying the court has held, though. You are saying someone has gone to court. And for that basis, it found a case for defamation.
My brother, you are not saying me.
What things are you saying over here?
And I don't want us to be engaging.
As it is popularly said, any idiot can go to court. The fact that someone has gone to court does not mean that the Attorney General's conduct is wrong.
Julius, if you are, I can do more than that.
No, you are leaving us on a wild goose chase to nothing. And the viewers are watching us with valuable time.
So when you were making points which I disagree with you, but I allow you to make it.
You said Julius. How is that a fountain of information?
Julius, please. Please,
let's be serious on this platform for once. Edubuahin has gone to court. So there's a
I never knew he's this intolerant.
It's not about intolerance. It's about whether
I never knew that is how you are.
KMJ, stop. Please, our time is being wasted.
Viewers are watching.
Our time is being wasted.
Let us give them that.
Finish. Stop, please.
It's a platform, so let everybody.
So now, Julius now is telling me, he's now telling me that he's more intelligent than Edubuahin lawyers to determine which statement is defamatory or not.
For real.
Because if I'm a lawyer and you come to report a case to me that this particular case amounts to defamation, and I'm a lawyer, I would advise you, if it's not defamatory, I would advise you not to go to court. So the fact that the lawyers agree and then sue the Attorney General for defamation shows clearly that there was a case. Really? And I'm telling you, I'm just referring you to this book.
Really, will also be determined by
that one. I've not given you the outcome. So now, that is what I was telling you, that this particular case, there was a defamation case that I have realized that on the statement of the Attorney General.
Established by who?
You understand? I Established by who? Who is establishing a defamatory?
Is it not that? So you said the mere fact that they do Boyne has sued.
Even what you are saying now, I can deduce part of your statement to be an defamatory to me.
And you can take that.
What is going on?
Exactly. Anyway, so if you don't know, you go and learn.
You Mama tell us how to progress.
This one says good. Let me see, guys. Can you help me out with the messages over there? This is old message. Can you help me? Let me see what we can do here. Let me read a few messages and then we'll come back. Kwame Acidity in our for change says instead of micro minority and their communicators focusing on their party restructuring and gain political power in 2040 election, they are still criticizing ruling party NDC. NPP party will collapse like CPP party. Special greetings to National Serial Callers Association. All right, let me go to the next one for me right now. Let's see how we can run through this quickly. Meshach Asante says, I always tried so hard to understand NPP and how they think. It seems frustration has taken over the entire party since they received that heavy and unprecedented defeat. They always made reference as if politics in Ghana started from 2017 coming. Now, what didn't they say about Rawlings and Mills and President Mahama in his first term? Can they count about the number of people they arrested and intimidated during their regime for just speaking their minds, including Sami Jemfi, Bobby Ansah, Mensa Thompson, Apia Stadium, and others? They haven't seen anything yet. They can demonstrate every day from morning to night. Nobody cares, so we'll continue arresting them if they misbehave. And do they think that they are superhuman beings or what? Let me stop here before I get annoyed. Meshach sent in that. Don't forget that there's a demonstration that will be happening in Sunyane by the NPP. In that regard as well. Now, Musa Abato says that I'm not surprised to see core supporters of Kennedy Japan contemplating the formation of a movement or even a new political party. The level of disdain, contempt, and personal attacks directed at them has been deeply unfortunate, something rarely seen in Ghana's political history. However, my candid advice is that they should reconsider this path. Rather than breaking away, they should remain within the party and collectively resist any form of personal vendetta and acrimony. Happy birthday to Chief of Staff Julius, Honorable Julius Debra. Akwasi Gariba from Tamale says the NDC administration is using deceptive tactics to conceal their corrupted tendencies by running down the office of the special prosecutor to get a field day of stealing Ghana's resources. We were in Ghana here, and the OSP was running after the appointees of President Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo with the support of the NDC and their allies. Didn't the NDC and their collaborators know that the OSP wasn't having independent prosecutorial powers to prosecute anybody? It seems Ghana is full of hypocrites, and may God save us. Let me have the next one. Ibrahim Bule, Lakeside Estate Community 8 says, good morning, KMJ. Hope you're good. I'm fine. Thanks for asking. From day one, there has been several complaints by Honorable Kennedy Japan that there was no fairness in the elections that they held in January for the selection of the presidential candidate to represent the NPP for 2028 presidential and parliamentary elections. So I'm not surprised that Kennedy Japan has quit NPP to form his own party called The Base. They did the same thing to Alan Chemantin, who also departed from the party and formed his own party. NPP is dead. All right, let me go to Nana. I've read that of Nana, so move on to another one. Let's go to this one over here. Let me see what we have here. Can you go on this one? All right, Kofi Minister says power corrupt and Pa Anthony is here defending state-sponsored arrest. Opponents, wow, he was vehemently against the Hezbollah government when violent protesters were arrested. What has changed? A very good morning to my boss, Issa Fuseni. He's doing a fantastic job. And that's Kofi Lannister from Jomoro constituency. Can I have the last one over here? Yeah. All right, this one says, good morning, Kemye. Today, you have a cup in front of you, but Sakura for your guest, just like yesterday. Please, your hospitality is suffering. Michael from DC. Oh, they have water. Come on now. You didn't see that water. And they have coffee and all of that, you know, whatever they want, I give them. So please, don't do this to me. Can I go to the next? The AG has the right to accuse a suspect in the law court and not in public. The NDC interjections is making the program unattractive. Sir Joe Baba in Bolgatanga. As for Julius, I ban him the part one. So just cane him for you, don't worry. Hadi in Pifam says, what intimidation is Mr. Baumia talking about? Mr. Baumia should tell us his boys to be disciplined. President John Dramani Mahama government has ignored many insults from your boys. They keep on insulting, but they should know there are laws in the country. Call the spade a spade and don't condone a crime. Julius should eschew his arrogance and humble himself, because pride goes before a fall. All right, let me have the next message. Who do we have? And that's Sami Boachi says the discovery of an error in the payroll system by the audit service necessitates an investigation into who is responsible. The current administration's inability to fulfill its campaign promises is evident in the difficulties faced in implementing its flagship policies. Delayed payments have resulted in significant challenges for the various groups, including cocoa farmers, teachers, and nurses who have gone without pay for 14 months. The country is also experiencing frequent power outages, increased electricity bills, skyrocketing fuel prices, and rising food costs. Additionally, second cycle schools are struggling to provide adequate meals for their students. Why should the citizens be made to suffer the consequences of these challenges? It goes on, but Gasti Man in Brekum says politicians must know that no condition is permanent and power is transient. I will urge the NDC guy to stop shouting and respect listeners. The arrogance of power is too much. All right, go to the next one. This one over here. It says, good morning, sir. Who told the NPP that they cannot be criticized in opposition after criminally messing up the country? You meant to say, indeed, this is the right time to scrutinize them, since they were not accountable and responsible in office. With every right to scrutinize them to account for their kinky parties, pension haircuts, ghost names, and reckless expenditure, which continue to affect us today, just to justify why they should give them another mandate to rule this country again. The next one over here says, good morning, KMJ Lanchaman team defected from the NPP and they got 38.2% in the 2024 election. Can and the base will make the NPP end up getting just 22% in 2028, hopefully. Gradually, Ghana is working again. Greetings to my workaholic MCE of Doma Central, Honorable Dominic Adoma Amiao. All right. Alaji Hamza Pefam says, good morning, my brother. If the foreign minister is listening to this, to me this morning, they should quickly, as a matter of the agency, arrange an evaluation of Ghanaians from South Africa. Evacuation, you meant to say. What is happening currently in South Africa is so bad, and the earlier we do something to save our brothers and sisters over there, the better. I am sad.
His message is directly to this man.
Well, Julius will take that up. Dale Walker says, good morning, KMJ. Why is Julius always distracting his opponents from making their submission? All right, that should be all for now. Yes, we'll try and then get some of the messages a bit later, but let's move on. Let's make some progress. If I have time enough, 10 minutes. Okay. I'm told we got about 10 minutes to do this, so let me see if I can do 2 minutes for each of you on the issue of the OSP. If you said you didn't like the sound of the 2 minutes, let's do some 2 minutes for the OSP issue. Richard, let me start with you.
Yeah.
Yes. The minority actually wants Supreme Court to quash the case, and it's challenging that in the first place, the OSP should be allowed to do whatever he's supposed to be doing for the benefit of the country. They think it's a ploy to weaken the OSP's office.
No, well, sincerely, I believe in audit and I believe in retrospection, and I also believe in introspection. If we want to do a proper introspection as to the establishment of the office of the special prosecutor and the spirit and the letter behind that establishment of that office, can we do an impact assessment to determine what significant impact that office has really made in the fight against corruption? Since we established the office of the special prosecutor, has it deterred people from getting corrupt? Has it really prevented corruption in this country? It is rather on the ballooning. It is rather scaling up every day. Corruption is festering them more. Corruption is becoming part of us on a daily basis. So I am of the candid opinion that that office should have been scrapped entirely. Because you see, I don't believe in wastage. If you establish an office and you know that office must derive its prosecutorial power from another agency, is that office not becoming a parasite? It's a parasite. The host is the Attorney General. Unless through a fiat, through an authorization, before you can prosecute on their behalf, because like we all know, the 88th of the Constitution explicitly states that all prosecutorial powers are vested in the Attorney General, who must be a minister of state. So, why do we like duplicity of duties? Why? Why do we create such an office for others to just go and be paid for doing no job? I am asking, since we established the office of the special prosecutor, how much money have they been able to retrieve for us as a country? I'm not interested in incarceration. I'm not interested in jailing people. I'm interested in recouping whatever you claim has been stolen. Recoup it, bring it back to the public coffers. If you accuse somebody of stealing, embezzlement, wastage, I want you to confiscate every asset of the person, even including the bed he sleeps on. Then I'll take you seriously. But if you have an office of the special prosecutor which has not been doing anything significantly to combat corruption, then we shouldn't be having a conversation around it at all. So if we all know, and even if you listen to former Speaker of Parliament, Professor Michael Quay, he said it, that he knew vividly well that that office that they were establishing and how they intend for it to prosecute cannot prosecute independently. They must prosecute by a fiat, by an authorization by the Attorney General's office. So why are we creating all the impression today, all of a sudden, that the High Court ruling that the OSP don't have that independent prosecutorial power to prosecute, but must prosecute on behalf of the Attorney General? Where did the High Court err? Where did they err? Because it's an interpretation of the Constitution, and don't forget that it may not be everything that it is only the Supreme Court that has to interpret, or the Court of Appeal. But if the High Court, which is also a superior court of the land, deems it prudent that yes, if I want to establish my point based on interpretation of the Constitution and what 88 explicitly states, then I think we need to take off that prosecutorial power from office of the special prosecutor for them to prosecute on behalf of the Attorney General. I don't see the ambiguity.
This is a problem we have created for ourselves.
Even Kisi himself, during his vetting, alluded to it. That is problematic.
Yeah.
Are you getting my point?
Yeah.
So why are we trying to make a storm out of a teacup over this issue? Why? Why are we? So for me, the likes of me, I believe in what the High Court did. But if somebody is also advocating that they should take it to the Supreme Court, for Supreme Court to quash the judgment of the High Court, well, it's a law. We are seeing, even though we all know that it is the Supreme Court who has the jurisdiction to interpret constitutional issues. And if they have the jurisdiction to interpret, and they go before the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court says, let's step aside the judgment of the High Court and then give our own interpretation, so be it. But I'll be surprised if the Supreme Court will come forward to say that they have a different interpretation and opinion of what Article 88 is saying. Okay. I will be a bit surprised, but we leave that to their own discretion. But nevertheless, I am still of the view that we should empower the Bureau of National Investigation. Let us expand the office of the Attorney General. You see the way we spend so much money to build the Bank of Ghana? How many staff do Bank of Ghana has? Look at that kind of edifice we have there. How many staff do Bank of Ghana have that work at the national level? But look at that edifice. Billions of dollars pumped into building an office for what? Bank of Ghana. Why can't we expand the office of the Attorney General? We have several law students. We have several people who want to practice everywhere. So it can be constitutionally mandated that if you are a law student, you must go and pass at least about 1 year at the office of what? At the Attorney General or 6 months. So that if the National Bureau of Investigation, BNI, have been accused of a crime, okay, they should be the sole body to investigate. They should be the primus inter pares when it comes to investigation. So when they investigate, then they transmit their findings to what? To the office of the Attorney General to act upon it. That one will be able to save all the time in the hula baloo. So I see that my brothers are crying.
When they were making plenty noise,
when I was also quiet when the
quiet
said all the time.
He was very quiet when you were doing all the things you were doing. I will do what I want.
But
so on a nutshell, the two of them they are all my best friends. So in a nutshell, let me rest my case. Let me rest my case. Let me rest my case by saying that, by saying conclusively that we all have a challenge. And the challenge is that the society called Ghana is becoming more corrupt. So we were of the view that yes, a czar would have been a proper one.
KMD,
is it the way you are stopping?
This issue of Attorney General OSP office, there are some people of the view. There are some people who are of the view that the OSP office should be scrapped. And I saw, because there is no time, I just want to summarize it. And I saw the minority side sometimes ago table a bill before Parliament for them to scrap the OSP's office. I think if
that had the intervention of the president at the time.
So I think if the NDC don't want to use the OSP office, there's the best way to do is to go back to Parliament and then revoke that act. The act, is it 595?
959.
Yeah.
Then you revoke that act. And then the office of the special prosecutor will be scrapped.
Yeah.
And then the argument of whether they have prosecutorial powers to prosecute, whether they should also consult the Attorney General for guidance or even for approval.
The request for
for approval before they go ahead to prosecute. That particular issue, when you go to Article 88 that my brother refers to, it didn't say all prosecutorial powers rest on the Attorney General and then stop there. It says that in any other institution that the Attorney General can give authority to.
Yes.
That is the further,
yes.
What do you call it, reading.
Yeah.
Then, when you come to the section of the OSP Act, I think Section 4, when you go there, the section is also telling you how he's going to do his power without any authorization. I think Section 4, subsection 1, when you go there and read it very well, you will see that it's telling you that nobody can authorize that particular institution as to what they should do. That is the Section 4(1) of the Act. Now, if you are to interpret the Article 88 very well, you realize that Parliament has already approved Act 595. And then the authority that the Article 88 was talking about, this Attorney General giving powers to another institution to work, has already been given to them by the day that the Attorney General sent the bill to Parliament and Parliament rectified the bill and then gave the authority to the OSP to go ahead and do their duty. You understand? And that is what the Article 88 is talking about. So now, if I send... So it doesn't mean that every day, if there is a case before OSP should now go to the Attorney General for approval before he goes ahead to prosecute. That is not the interpretation. The Article 88 is telling you that the Attorney General has that power to give part of his power to somebody to also do prosecution. And that power has been given to the OSP office by Act 955 and 595. Do you remember the bill?
Why is it
scrutinized before passing that particular bill? It was properly scrutinized in Parliament. And that is why nobody raised a statement that it conflicts with the 1992 Constitution. Any bill or statute that goes in contradiction with the 1992 Constitution stands to be void, which you are aware. You understand? So if that particular provision were something that is contradictory to the Article 88 that we are talking about, should have been void. But parliamentary approval, they went ahead and they gave parliamentary approval based on the interpretation that they had in the Article 88. So to me, the Article 88 stands alone. The Section 4 of the special prosecutor also stands alone. And it doesn't intervene. So now the special prosecutor is also saying that he will have time to go to court again to appeal. You know, and that one surprising thing was that the Attorney General, who is supposed to be the principal legal advisor, and then somebody who is now going to defend the country, somebody when there is a criminal case or what do you call it, other cases that goes to the government, he stands to defend the government. He rather file a suit to align with the private or the private member who has gone to court.
Is that not in accordance to the law?
No.
He must always oppose.
What I'm saying
if he feels that whatever the person application the person
what I'm saying is that
when there is the law.
I'm coming. When there is a criminal case or there is a civil case against the government, the person who stands for the government is the Attorney General. Is the Attorney General. Yeah. In this particular case, the case was against the state because OSP is a state institution. So when there's a suit against OSP, the only person that can defend OSP is the Attorney General. Do you know that?
Yes.
So the Attorney General did not defend.
If the law states otherwise, and
what does the law state?
And the AG feels like, okay,
if the law states otherwise,
this my position would means that I'm dealing with the law. Should the AG still say that because the OSP is part of me, I should still continue and say I want to defend the OSP?
No. What I'm trying to say is that you didn't get me.
No, I get it because the OSP in a natural frame is supposed to be supported by the AG in this case. But the AG, the constitution of this country is above any other thing.
Yes.
So if the AG feels that, if I do this, I'm following the constitution, it should still go ahead and follow the OSP because the OSP forms part of him.
No. If the AG filed a suit against the special prosecutor, and that one is constitutional, and then when the special prosecutor has no right to file any suit to defend himself in court, which was supposed to be defended by the AG, and the AG refused to file a defense, you tell me that it's constitutional?
But that's what the Constitution mandates.
Mandate what?
Do you read?
I don't know. You have to tell me the Constitution.
No, because
which part of the Constitution?
No. The interpretation I'm getting from you is that whether it's good or bad, the AG must support the OSP.
No, I'm not saying support.
That's what I'm getting.
I'm not saying support. I'm saying file a defense. Defense doesn't mean that you are supporting.
So we defend in what way?
What I'm trying to say is that
the Constitution says otherwise, but I'm defending you because I have to defend you.
You didn't know the genesis of the case.
It was an application that was sent by an individual. That is what I'm saying. The individual was the one that was rather even fighting the state. Yeah, so you want the AG to support the OSP.
So I'm saying that it's mandatory. It's a duty of the it's a duty of the Attorney General. It's the duty of the Attorney General to stand before the government. So to go and align with individual against the government.
Aligning with the law.
They are talking about quo warranto, the source of your power, the source of your authority.
I'm not saying that. No, the quo warranto is legal. You understand? That one is legal, which I'm aware. I'm aware. But the most important thing that we're talking about today, if the AG has no interest, if the AG has no interest in scrapping or even stopping the OSP from doing his legitimate duties, he has no interest in that, and he wants the OSP to perform well as prescribed by law. The OAG will have gone for the defense. You understand? But because he already has the belief, because he himself, in the day when they were passing the bill in Parliament, he was the one who even opposed the bill. So in the initial state, the Attorney General has a problem with the establishment of the special prosecutor office. You understand? Yeah. So in this case, the first instance was that some people filed a petition against the OSP. You remember this government? You remember that case? Secondly, the minority leader came in, and then both of them with the chief whip filed a writ in court, or they filed a bill in court going against the same special prosecutor. You understand? And then Attorney General, when they were passing the bill, also goes against special prosecutor. So it means that it's something that has started not today. So now that the private person has filed something that goes to their favor, then you have to join.
Okay.
You understand?
Let me have your...
It's in their interest. Let me have the first place to scrap it.
Yes. Julius, let me have your take on that.
That's what I said.
I know you have a lot to say. Try and summarize it for me.
Thank you.
Today our mafia,
1 minute.
And I'm telling you our mafia, you said you know that intentionally I want to do it.
But that was the essence of my coming. If I can't make a complete...
You have made a lot of comments.
Not on the OSP issue. So you are either allowing me to speak or not allowing me.
But I've already allowed you to speak. Good. So go ahead and speak. I'm only telling you our mafia.
Let's be clear on that. You see, I have rarely praised Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, former president of the Republic of Ghana, for anything, because I believe that his reign was destructive to this country. But one of the things that I would always praise Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo for is the thought and the idea of an independent office that can prosecute corruption and corruption-related issues, especially those that deal with public officials, politicians. That intention alone is worth commending. But the process, how it is done, whether it is grounded within our constitutional framework, is a different issue altogether. So all praises to Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, wherever he is, on that very thoughts that he brought about the office of the OSP. But before I lose my thoughts, I have never seen a directionless, clueless, people who have no position on any matter, who are swung by every wind of the tide, like the New Patriotic Party before. Because he is here asserting a certain position as though they support the office of the special prosecutor in its existence. I have with your producers. I have with your producers. And creating a certain image.
No, you came with a pre and post analysis. I've never said so.
My friend.
No, KMJ, just no.
I will make my point no matter what.
I don't want you to just go home with it.
You said that it is the
NDC. He's trying to clarify that. So let me listen.
That has hatched.
That's what he's trying to do. So let's listen to him.
I've not said so. So if you have come with this and
he wants to clarify that. So
I've never said that we are some people who are fighting.
If you want us to get personal, I know exactly how to get very personal.
But the way you are doing it, you are doing personal to me. That is my invitation.
It's not.
You understand?
I would continue. I will make my presentation.
Go ahead.
Whether you like it or not, I'll make.
But don't attribute anything that I didn't. Don't attribute anything to me.
Go ahead. You be disturbing. The viewers will judge.
No, go ahead.
I'm saying that he's here trying to create a certain impression as if it is the National Democratic Congress who wants to scrap OSP. I have a video with your producer. If there was time, I would have insisted that it's played. But it
has relation to what we are talking about.
Oh, yes. The member of parliament for Menchia South, Nana Eje Bafo-Ewa, was on the floor of the Parliament of the Republic of Ghana, proceeded from the floor of the Parliament of the Republic of Ghana to UTV, demanding that the OSP be scrapped. Associates of the New Patriotic Party, including the Honorable Opon Nkrumah, on the floor of Parliament, decried how unnecessary the OSP is and that it should be scrapped. Today, you are creating a certain image as if it is NDC that want OSP scrapped. The legal issues must be clear. The Attorney General of the Republic of Ghana is not obliged in all cases to oppose. He is obliged to be there as a defendant, but not obliged to oppose. And you claim a certain knowledge of law such that you are telling other people that they do chew and pour. I don't have to do chew and pour. Read Ninote Omabo, the third, and others, and Attorney General. The Sumah layout case, where the then Attorney General under President Kufuor went to court and agreed with the submission of the plaintiffs. It is not the duty of the Attorney General to always oppose. It is his duty to defend. The duty to defend, my brother. You spoke at length. I allowed you. Well, you claim that someone is doing true, but you can't even take anything.
Because I didn't say.
You said that the Attorney General, who is supposed to be defending the OSP, is there aligning with the what do you call it?
An individual, yeah.
And I am saying that the law says it is his duty to appear as a defendant. It is not his duty to always oppose. Is it not ludicrous for you to say that the person whose duty it is to uphold the law must appear in court all the time, whether or not the argument of the plaintiff is sound in law, he must go and oppose it. Is it not cantankerous that this is your reasoning and you are telling people they are cheering for? Is it not cantankerous that this is how you take it?
Context.
It is not cantankerous that this is how you take it.
If the Attorney General has no interest, that's what I said. So don't allow him to throw that to that.
Away from that.
I've never said that. So you don't twist my words and then you try to say
the next thing.
I made it on a context.
He sought to create. You can be short and I'll make my point. The next thing is keep shouting. The point will be made.
You just go along it.
The point will be made. Keep shouting.
I've never said that.
Then he proceeded from there. You said it. Everybody heard you. We'll get
What did I say?
He proceeded from there to suggest that the OSP Act, in and of itself, has delegated the powers of the Attorney General of the Republic to the OSP to prosecute. Are you aware that in this country, gentlemen, have some tolerance and listen? Are you aware? Are you aware?
No. What did he say?
He said that the mere fact that the act was passed, that Parliament, by passing the OSP Act, has given the authority to the OSP to prosecute. And I'm challenging that position, and he will listen to me.
Then he
I am saying that the OSP. Oh, my brother. Article 88 of the Constitution says that it is the Attorney General who has the power to prosecute and all other persons that he has authorized. The Attorney General belongs to the executive arm of government. If the President of the Republic or any member of the executive wants to delegate their authority, what do? We call it executive instrument, EIs. If you have not read your law well, you should go back and read and not be saying anything at all on TV because you are obliged to speak. No. It is an EI. Only an executive instrument can delegate executive authority or where the law specifically, either the Constitution or an enactment, says that you can do so by an ally. When you read the OSP Act, particularly section 4, oh my brother, will you shut up and let me speak for once?
No.
The whole time you would not allow.
No. Please, no. I need to withdraw that.
That's fine. Please have the tolerance and allow me to speak.
When you were doing it, I never
have the tolerance and allow.
Have the
tolerance.
You did it to me. You did it to me.
He has withdrawn that.
It is because you can't stand the issues.
Oh, so because you were not able to stand the issue, that's why you were
stand the issue, my brother.
I told you.
You are hot like something.
From the onset, I told him that I can do more.
Stand the issues.
When you didn't allow me to talk.
Hussein, he withdraw that. I mean.